So yeah, everyone selected their positions. Everyone knows who is turning around. So we have 1 1 1 2 2 1 and 2 2. So we have 4 people who are going to be turning around if they need to. It all depends how many wings is going to show, but I'm going to show you when it comes to that. But you need to assign that. And this number 9, 12, and 3 is the order that we will be consuming the gold orbs. There are going to be 4 gold orbs that you will need to consume. You will need to consume 3 out of 4 of them to reduce your gauge to 0. I'll try to explain them like as easy as I can. As you can see, each player has a bar. This bar identifies how much, basically what your gauge is. So if it passes this white threshold, it's at 75% plus. It means you will deal more damage, but you will also take more damage. And for certain mechanics, you need to have it above 75% to see some of the invisible things. So one person should always like be above 75%. If this goes to 100%, you start to PvP other players without your control. So you lose control of your character and you start dealing actual damage to your teammates. So if somebody gets to 100%, you need to sleep bomb him. That's why we use a sleep bomb on it's an optional in case someone gets it, and you need time stop. Time stop is mandatory. Basically the fight starts normally until as you can see, they were hitting like hard counters. Like counters were like really good. So the first mechanic is 165 bars. She's teleporting to the center, and she's going to, you need to group up. Everyone is like grouping up on this side. As you can see, let me put it like more, you see 2 people are gonna have brown thing underneath them, and it's gonna be like a big aura above them. 2 people, and the rest are going to have blue one. The blue people need to stand together, like most likely like on top of each other, so like it doesn't like, so it like overlaps. Basically what this does, there's going to be a brown puddle and a blue puddle. Blue puddle gives you movement speed, and the brown puddle slows you. You need to use 2 brown puddles to slow yourself enough so you don't reach the boss, because the boss is going to like charm you towards her. Normally people position 1 puddle at far 9 o'clock and 1 puddle here at like close to 9 o'clock. So you're gonna see how they're gonna position it. See, this is how you position the puddles. And then after this puddle appears, you see there's a there's a blue puddle. After this appears, you need to quickly dash, use spacebar, like whatever you have. Quick movement ability inside and stay like at the edge of it. And as you can see, everyone is slowed down. You cannot control anything here, like you are walking on your own. Like wherever you click, you're walking on your own. You cannot control your character. This is gonna slow you down just in time before she does AoE. If you don't have this slow, you're gonna be inside here and you're gonna be dead. So this is pretty much the simple mechanic. This is like the first one and the easiest one. So as you can see, it shows the purple thing. It's basically, you remember those purple cones in phase 2 that you need to face away on the edge? Basically it's the same thing here. I kinda messed up here because I didn't see it also because of the boss, but underneath you're gonna see like purple glowing thing underneath you, and as you can see, this guy disposed of it at the edge of the arena. I kinda messed up here, but yeah, I wasn't really seeing it properly. And this guy also put it in. You need to move this because if you stand in this, it increases your gauge bar. But yeah, these people purposefully took 75%. You see they have a red gauge instead of the purple, so they can see like invisible things for the next mechanic that is happening at 144 bars. So another great counter. You need to recognize when she does the counter. Like she does like the specific move before the counter. So at 145, she spawns, as you can see, a lot of clones, right? So people who have this above 75%, they can see 4 swords. They cannot see the clones, they will see 4 swords, and as you can see, they're pinging where the swords are. So 1 ping here, so 1 sword is here, 1 ping is here, and if they ping a clone like they did here, that means that the save zone is. So where clone and where the save zone matches, pretty much overlaps, that is the save zone. As you can see, 1 sword was here, 1 sword was here, no clones here, and then the 1 sword was here, and they pinged it that the sword was here, and then we have to ping that the clone is here. So you're gonna see ping from one of our other members. They ping that the clone is here, and everyone stands here in the safe zone. Everything else was not the safe zone. It's very simple. You just need to make sure that you have one person who can see the swords with above 75% of the gauge. Next, just doing like normal attacks. Okay, here they were pinging to stand behind her because she did the frontal attack. This is important to know where to stand. She did like a frontal cone attack, and then she jumps in the air, and then she's gonna do backwards. So you need to like reposition. So they were pinging here to reposition, and as you can see, she jumped back and does the backwards one. This is an important attack to notice, to dodge, because it does a lot of damage and increases your gauge as well. Okay, so next is the I think this is a standard one. Oh yeah, this is the typing mechanic. This is the typing mechanic. At 130 bars, it's a typing mechanic. So we assigned earlier 9, 12 and 3 in order that we are consuming the golden orbs. So for the typing mechanic, you need to consume the golden orb. You just come next to it and you press G, and you just sit in this AoE, and it depletes your gauge. You need to have it on 0, because if you have it on 0, you're gonna have 4 seconds for typing mechanic. If this is like 75%, you're probably gonna have like 1 second. So it's important that this is on 0, so your typing mechanic takes the maximum amount of time for you to complete. So everyone is on 0, everyone's gonna have 4 seconds to complete it. And here it is. Enjoy the boobas. And as you can see, here there's going to be a tooltip that says how many people failed the typing mechanic. And in this case, nobody failed the typing mechanic. This isn't gonna always happen. So this is a very rare occurrence where everyone passes both of the typing mechanics. So nobody failed. It says Vykas failed to absorb essence. So nobody failed. If 4 people fail, it's a wipe. So 3 or less people fail. Normally, it's gonna say how many people fail, and you will need your supports to use their awakening skills and their shields and their damage reductions and everything they have, because it deals a lot of damage. So if anyone failed the mechanic, you need to have your supports ready with the awakening skills to prevent the wipe from the damage. But since none of us failed, she becomes stunned, and we are using Nineveh on it to deal even more damage and push it even forward. So as you can see, she lost like about 15 bars off of that. And we're probably gonna trigger the next mechanic immediately. Oh yeah, never mind. After the typing mechanic, she does this kind of like a flying attack. The first one can be like different. She does 2 of them. So as you can see, in this time, it's a straight line, which means the damage is going to be here. So you need to dash away, and then the second one is going to be, the safe zone is going to be where the straight line is, and you're gonna see it like this. She can do it like the other way around. She can do this one first, so the safe zone is in, and then the second one is going to be the one in the straight line, which you need to dodge away. And then after that, she's gonna jump somewhere, stay close at the edge here, and then quickly go back in, because otherwise you get hit by this like large AoE, and you have like a small zone here. As you can see, this guy got hit because he started focusing on damage instead of coming in. After that, since we have a lot of damage, I don't really know what bars the mechanic starts, because like we pushed it like so much. But for this next mechanic, I think it's like a 90 bars. You need to drop, remember those purple things that you need to dispose at the edge. You need to put them together in one spot, and all of you need to get 100% gauge. If you don't have 100% gauge, you will die to this next attack. I think it's around 95 bars. It's gonna make you like PvP out of control. You cannot control a character here, but you cannot do damage to anyone either. You just simply chill. You let the character like run around, do its thing. After the explosion, it goes back to normal. And since we already triggered the next mechanic, since we pushed like 2 mechanics with one enemy sidereal. So for this mechanic you need to again drop your gauge to 0. So we are grabbing the orb, everyone is reducing their gauge to 0, and this is a stagger mechanic. So here you need to use your whirlwind bombs and you need to use your stagger skills. And as soon as you deplete the stagger bar, as soon as you're stunned, you need to use time stop potion. This is mandatory. You have to use the time stop potion. See, everyone uses time stop potion to avoid the explosion from these monsters. If you don't stagger her in time, you will not be able to complete the mechanic and you will die from these explosions. So you have to stagger her here. It is mandatory. Mandatory to time stop after the stagger. Next is just like pushing damage. Try to not get hit. Important thing is that you need to stay close to the boss. If you are Soak, you can stay at this like medium range. Sharpshooter also. Like if you play Gunslinger, don't stand like over here like in the edge and use your sniper like long range. Like you don't want to do that. You need to stand close. No matter what class you're playing, you're staying close, grouped up with other players. And just move up as like one big blob. Because you need to hit those counters. If you're not in position for counters, you can see here the counter. I'm gonna show like exact animation that he does for the counter. She's gonna fly like this, and then where the flying started, so flying started here, so this means that she's gonna appear facing towards you here. So you can position here, as you can see, she's coming here, counter, easy counter, free damage again. Okay, that was another like front back attack that I didn't realize, so I got hit, but because nobody pinged, but it is what it is. Next is another puddle mechanic. So the same mechanic was the first mechanic at 175. 2 people we're gonna be with the brown. You can already see the 2 people that have brown underneath and above them. Everyone else with blue stands grouped up a little bit further away. You let the 2 people position at 9 o'clock like this, spread apart. As soon as the puddles drop, you dash into them. Because you need the slow debuff, otherwise you will die from this. Because this gives you movement speed and this gives you slow debuff. The blue is movement speed, the brown is slow. And you need to position it like this. It's the same as the first one. Okay, so she does it again. This is the attack, frontal, and then she's gonna do a backwards. Yeah, there you go. And again, this is the 3rd time I didn't realize it, so I got hit. But when she does the frontal, she's always gonna do a backwards, so always go in a position. Okay, now it becomes like a little bit, you know, intense. This is where it becomes intense. The 50 bars is the Tentacle Mechanics. You can see them on the minimap. You need to split. Party 1 is usually on the left side and party 2 is on the right side. So you can see on the minimap you have 4 of them that are on the left side and 4 of them on the right side. So you need to split apart and you need to... Why is the quality so bad? So you need to split apart, you need to kill the tentacles, but only way you deal damage to them if your gauge is above 75. But luckily you can consume these red orbs to get your gauge up, but your gauge drops very quickly, so you need to consume them like continuously if you wanna do the damage. But also make sure that you don't go at 100%. You're gonna see here that I think I'm gonna go to 100%, so someone's gonna sleep me. Yeah, here I consumed 1. It wasn't enough since I already dropped down. I didn't realize it here. See, as you can see, I'm not doing any damage. So I consumed another one to do damage. I think this one died. Yeah, this one died. So we have 1 more left here. Everyone is helping, consuming the orbs. You can see the HP. They don't have a lot of HP, so if a lot of people hit it, you have a lot of time to do this. Remember, you have a lot of time to do this, so you don't need to rush it. As soon as you kill them, it's gonna be this animation. You're gonna know if you succeeded or not when she bites this red thing. You're gonna know if you wiped or not after she bites it. So we didn't wipe, so we cleared it in time. Since I consume a lot of orbs, I'm at like 90% here. Okay, after she does this attack, this spinning attack in the middle, it's always gonna be the safe zone after that where she did the attack. So always position after that. Another counter. We missed the counter. You're gonna get hit to 100% here. Soon-ish. Okay, this is outside inside. Okay, this is the spacebar mechanic. This is at 30 bars. So 30 or like 35 bars. Only in hard mode there's a spacebar spamming mechanic. You need these 4 red orbs are going to appear at cardinal directions. Not really cardinal directions, it's like 11, 1, 5 and 7. You need to have 4 people with the lowest gauge to consume these. So 3 of us couldn't do any of this. So the 4 people with lowest gauge, you just simply run into it like this, and then you just spam your spacebar. You just absolutely destroy the spacebar. Spam as fast as you can. And after that, you're good to go. If she does this explosion, see, I wasn't standing far enough, so she hit me with this explosion AoE, and now I'm 100%. I'm gonna ping myself. See, I pinged myself, and someone, yeah, they threw a sleep grenade on me. And when they threw a sleep grenade on me, I lost my 100%. So always have sleepy bombs with you in case someone goes to 100%. Another counter, you saw the spin. Easy counter again. And now we are just pushing it. This is where the Medusa is gonna come soon. Okay, before you push the boss to 0 HP, at around like 8-9 bars, you need to consume the last golden orb. As you can see, we are consuming the last orb to reduce our gauge to 0. I'll explain that later when we come to the last mechanic. So it's important to reduce it to 0 and that you don't get hit that often to increase it. Right now it's just a DPS race to 1 literally 0 HP, but she's gonna do a Medusa attack. Okay, here you saw that I had the purple thing underneath me. Let me go back a little bit. I don't know why it goes back like 30 seconds or something. But here, yeah, you can see 4 people got marked by this. In one mechanic you will want to put this into center, all 4 of them, to gain 100% gauge, but normally you just throw it out at the edge of the arena. Right now you're just pushing her down to 0 HP. Medusa attack doesn't always trigger if you have a lot of DPS, but as you can see, it triggered right here. It has no indicator or anything. She doesn't teleport to the center. She does it from like wherever. As you can see, she started doing it here. You need to realize that she's doing. I didn't because I used my awakening. You're gonna know by this black lines flying out of her. And all of you need to turn around except the people who are, you know, at the start we assigned the positions, and these 4 people need to pay attention to the wings of the Vykas, and if she has no wings open, nobody needs to turn around. If she has 1 wing open, then 1 person turns around. If she has 2 wings open, then 2 people turn around. The way you turn around, you just left click towards her. It's an easy way to turn around. And she does it twice, so that's why we have 2 groups of 2 people, because the people who turn around get stunned. So this is the first one for the people who typed 1-1 and 1-2. So right now she opened only 1. You can't really see it because I'm a little bit too far away. Let me actually go backwards a little bit. So yeah, as you saw here, she has this wing is closed and this wing is open. So everyone is turning away, and the person that typed 1-1 in the chat, he has to turn around towards her during this time that the lines are flying. And yeah, he did it earlier, so like you don't need to like look away all the time. Like it's just important that you turn away, that you turn around like once. I think it was Matt Chester, like he was attacking, and so he was the one that's turned around. And the second one, see, this is the second one. You can see that you can barely see that she raised both of the wings here. Since I wasn't the one turning around, I don't need to stand close, I don't need to see it. So, but she raised 2 of them here, so I think both of them are gonna turn around. Actually, it was 1. Yeah, I think it might have been 1. But yeah, you see the gist here, right? You need to, if you're the one that's supposed to turn around, you need to stand close to it so you can see how many wings she has, and you just simply turn around. But while everyone else is just turned away. It's simple to see, but you just need to like see it to experience it. It's hard to explain. It happens like really fast, so like you need to be like really fast for this to turn around. You have like a small window to turn around there. But yeah, after that you will know if you succeeded or not after this. So, and after this there is another mechanic that I don't know how we did it, but normally people who are above 75%, they can see the flying like whales. I don't know what it is, like flying like monsters. It's gonna be like monsters flying towards the center, and only a person that is above 75% can see it. But if nobody in this case is at 75%, I think she always does that mechanic after Medusa. Like I'm not sure on that. I have to read it up a little bit, but it is one part of the mechanics. So since none of us have above 75%, the safe zone is always going to be this small little corner at the bottom of the map. This is always going to be the safe mechanic from the flying whales. So you don't need anyone 75% above to see them, because you cannot see them if you are under it. So safe zone always here, and always just stand here and just wait until Vykas comes to you. Yeah, after she comes to you, that means that the whales are all gone and you can go back and DPS. And right now, another counter, we're doing the final push to 1 bars. And at 1 bars, she goes crazy mode. Okay, so right now she's gonna disappear, she's gonna spawn a purple clone, and you need to find the correct Vykas. She's gonna spawn like a couple of clones around the map. But the easy way to see it is just look at your minimap. So you can see on the minimap that she is on the bottom part, and you need to, you see this is another Medusa when those black lines are coming. So you need to turn away from this purple thing, from this purple clone. So you need to look towards the Vykas and away from the purple clone. So you just simply run towards the Vykas and just you know, simply just stay here and attack her. After the AoE explodes, then you need to go behind her, literally in this small little corner behind her, and you need to start the stagger. You need to deplete this purple bar underneath her HP to 0. Once you do that, that means that you have killed Vykas and passed phase 3. So use your whirlwind bombs, use your stagger skills. We are also going to use Vey, but not yet. You can use Vey during this period right here if you wanted to, but for some reason the raid leader waited. And after she does her, you know, AoEs, she's going to doing the same flying attack after the typing mechanic she does. She's gonna be a straight line. See, straight line damage, dodge away. I missed it. And then another straight line, which is going to be a safe zone where she passes. After that, she drops in the middle. Stay close to the AoE, and then run into so you don't get hit by the outside AoE. And after that, we use Vey. This is like the safest way to use Vey if you wanted to. Like after she lands, use Vey straight after, and Vey is gonna pretty much destroy her. Use your stagger skills after that, and she is dead. And that's phase 3.